There's a specific kind of carry that most gun videos completely ignore. No belt, no waistband clip, just a genuine pocket holster and a gun small enough to disappear completely into dress pants, running shorts, or a jacket pocket without a single hint that it's there, even to someone standing right next to you. Deep concealment isn't the same challenge as regular concealed carry. Printing matters more because there's no cover garment doing extra work to hide an outline. Snag free draw matters more because a pocket holster gives you less room to work with than a waistband rig ever will. The gun has to survive lint, pocket debris, and constant motion without failing, and it has to come out clean the one time it actually matters most. Today we're covering the 10 best pocket pistols for genuine, deep concealment in 2026, ranked specifically on how well each one disappears and how reliably each one performs once it's actually drawn. Number 1 might be the gun you least expect to top this particular list. Let's get into it. Number 10. Ruger LCP2. The LCP2 fixed almost everything that made the original LCP frustrating to actually carry every day. 6+1 capacity in 380 ACP. Weight unloaded of 10.6 ounces. A genuinely improved trigger over the original, a visible front sight, and rounded edges that specifically reduce printing through light fabric. Real pocket carriers who switched from the original LCP to the two consistently report a smoother draw with far less hesitation catching on pocket material. Why number 10? 6 rounds of 380 is the honest limitation, and the trigger, while improved, is still a long double action pull that demands real practice. But as a dedicated pocket gun built specifically to disappear, the LCP2 earns its place through pure printing performance. Price approximately $299. Capacity 6+1. Best for carriers upgrading from an older pocket gun who want improved trigger feel without changing size. Number 9. Sig Sauer P238. The P238 brings something almost nobody else offers in pocket pistol form. A genuine 1911 manual of arms shrunk down to true pocket size. 6+1 capacity in 380 ACP. Weight unloaded of 15 ounces. Real single action trigger. Manual thumb safety instead of a long double action pull. Carriers who grew up training on full-size 1911s and want that exact same trigger feel in a pocket gun gravitate toward the P238 specifically because nothing else replicates that manual of arms this small. Why number 9? It's heavier and pricier than most dedicated pocket options, and the manual safety adds a step some carriers prefer to avoid. But for 1911 trained shooters, no other pocket gun on this list offers the same trigger familiarity. Price approximately $650. Capacity 6+1. Best for 1911 trained carriers who want that exact trigger feel in true pocket size. Number 8. Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. The Bodyguard 2.0 solves the printing problem through pure geometry rather than trying to shrink an existing platform down. 10+1 capacity in 380 ACP. Weight unloaded of 11.9 ounces. Genuinely flat-sided design with no protruding controls to catch on pocket fabric. The slide serrations are wide and deep enough to grip reliably even through a thin pocket holster, which matters more than people expect when a fast draw actually counts. Why number 8? The trigger has more take-up than some competitors and the sights are basic, but the flat, snag-free profile makes this one of the cleanest drawing pocket pistols in its capacity class. Price approximately $305. Capacity 10+1. Best for carriers who want higher pocket pistol capacity without sacrificing a clean draw. Number 7. Beretta Pico. The Beretta Pico is genuinely one of the thinnest pocket pistols ever put into mass production, and almost nobody talks about it anymore. 6+1 capacity in 380 ACP. Width of just 0.75 inches. Weight unloaded of 11.5 ounces. That width is the entire story here. A pistol this thin prints less than almost anything else on this list, even through tighter-fitting pants that would reveal a bulkier gun immediately. Why number 7? 6 rounds and a modest trigger are real limitations, and the aftermarket has thinned out since release. But for pure printing performance measured in raw width, few pocket pistols on the market have ever matched this one. Price approximately $350. Capacity 6+1. Best for carriers whose wardrobe genuinely demands the thinnest possible profile available. Number 6. Ruger LCP Max. The LCP Max earns its spot on this specific list for a different reason than it earns a spot on backup gun lists. Pocket holster compatibility. 10+1 capacity in 380 ACP. Weight unloaded of 10.6 ounces. Width of 0.81 inches. Because this exact footprint has been around long enough, pocket holster makers have refined their designs around it specifically, meaning the retention, the printing reduction, and the clean presentation during a draw have all been optimized by multiple manufacturers over several product generations. Why number 6? It's not the thinnest gun on this list, but the combination of 10-round capacity and mature pocket holster support makes it one of the most complete deep concealment packages available today. Price approximately $399. Capacity 10+1. Best for carriers who want the most holster options, built specifically around one proven footprint. Number 5. Kahr CW380. The Kahr CW380 brings the same double action. Only simplicity Kahr is known for a 9mm down into a true pocket. 380 package. 6+1 capacity. Width of 0.75 inches. Weight unloaded of 10.3 ounces. The long, smooth double-action trigger means every single pull feels identical, with no manual safety to think about and no decocker to remember under stress. Pull the trigger, it fires exactly the same way every time. Why number 5? The trigger pull is heavier than striker-fired competitors and 6 rounds is limiting. But consistent trigger feel pull after pull is genuinely valuable in a gun, meant to be drawn rarely and trusted completely when it finally is. Price approximately $415. Capacity 6+1. Best for carriers who want a dead simple, completely consistent trigger feel in a true pocket gun. Number 4. Taurus Spectrum. The Taurus Spectrum was designed from a blank sheet specifically around one goal: zero printing, zero snagging at almost any cost to conventional appearance. 6+1 capacity in 380 ACP. Weight unloaded of 10.2 ounces. There are no visible screws, no sharp edges, no protruding slide release in the traditional sense. Every single surface was deliberately rounded and smoothed during design specifically to prevent any part of the gun from catching on pocket fabric during a draw. This design philosophy matters more than it might sound like on paper. Most pocket pistols are simply shrunk versions of larger duty guns, meaning the controls and edges were originally shaped for a bigger frame and then scaled down. The Spectrum started completely differently, with engineers specifically asking what shape would guarantee a clean draw from a pocket holster before anything else was decided. That different starting point is why the resulting shape looks unlike anything else on this entire list. Why number 4? The unconventional controls take some adjustment for shooters used to a standard manual of arms, and the trigger is nothing exceptional. But no other gun on this list was engineered this deliberately around the single goal of a snag-free pocket draw. Price approximately $245. Capacity 6+1. Best for carriers who want a pistol engineered from the ground up, specifically for snag-free pocket deployment. Number 3. Diamondback D B380. The Diamondback DB38 earns its spot the same honest way its 9mm sibling does. It's small, it's affordable, and real carriers don't mind risking it in a pocket every single day. 6+1 capacity. Weight unloaded of 8.8 ounces. Width of 0.9 inches. One of the lightest pocket 380s on this entire list, which matters enormously for carriers who forget they're wearing it until the exact moment they need to remember. Why number 3? The trigger is basic, and there's no aftermarket depth to speak of. But raw lightness combined with a genuinely low price point makes this one of the easiest pocket guns to justify carrying every single day without exception. Price approximately $320. Capacity 6+1. Best for carriers who want the lightest possible daily pocket carry weight at the lowest possible price. Number 2. Glock 42. The Glock 42 is the only true striker-fired pocket pistol on this entire list, and that single fact changes the deep concealment conversation completely. 6+1 capacity in 380 ACP. Weight unloaded of 13.76 ounces. Every other gun on this list asks you to either learn a double action pull or manage a manual safety. The 42 gives Glock-trained shooters the exact same trigger feel and manual of arms they already know from a full-size duty gun, just shrunk into genuine pocket dimensions. Why number 2? It's a bit thicker and heavier than the true ultra-thin options on this list, and 6 rounds is limited. But for the millions of shooters who already train on Glock triggers, nothing else on this list offers that same zero learning curve in true pocket size. Price approximately $430. Capacity 6+1. Best for existing Glock owners who want pocket carry with zero manual of arms transition. Number 1. Kimber Micro 380. Here's the one that surprises people because most buyers assume premium build quality and true deep concealment can't coexist in the same gun. 6+1 capacity in 380 ACP. Weight unloaded of 13.4 ounces. Built on a genuine scaled-down 1911 platform with a real single-action trigger, a manual thumb safety, and fit and finish that most pocket pistols on this list simply don't attempt to match. Aluminum frame, steel slide, rosewood grips on several variants. This is a pocket gun built to the same standard as a much more expensive full-size 1911. The reason it tops this list isn't raw thinness or raw lightness. Several guns above it beat the Micro 380 on those specific numbers. It's the complete package. A trigger that breaks cleanly and consistently every single time, edges that were finished by hand rather than just molded, and a level of fit between the slide and frame that most budget pocket pistols never achieve, regardless of how many years they've been in production. Real carriers who've owned several pocket guns before finally landing on the Micro 380 describe the same experience. Every other pocket gun felt like a compromise built down to a price. This one felt like a genuine, fully realized pistol that simply happens to be small enough to disappear into a pocket. There's a broader lesson buried in that reaction. Most of the guns on this list were designed with a budget ceiling in mind first, and the deep concealment features were built around that ceiling. The Micro 380 flips that order entirely. It was designed the way a premium 1911 is designed, with fit, finish, and trigger quality as the starting point, and the small pocket-friendly dimensions were achieved without sacrificing any of that underlying quality. That's a genuinely different design philosophy than everything else on this list, and it shows the moment you actually put rounds through it. Price approximately $850. Capacity 6+1. Best for carriers who want genuine premium build quality in a true pocket-sized, deep concealment platform. 10 pocket pistols. 10 different approaches to solving the exact same problem, disappearing completely until the one moment it matters most. Some of these win on raw thinness. Some win on trigger familiarity. Some win on price. And the gun at the very top wins simply by being the most completely and carefully built pocket pistol on the entire list, proving that deep concealment and genuine quality were never actually in conflict with each other, the way the budget end of this market wants you to believe. The right answer for you depends entirely on what you actually value most. If wardrobe printing is your biggest concern, look toward the thinnest options near the middle of this list. If trigger familiarity matters most because you already train on a specific manual of arms, the Glock 42 solves that directly. And if you're simply tired of every pocket gun feeling like a compromise, the Micro 380 shows what happens when a manufacturer refuses to accept that trade-off in the first place. Hit that like button right now if this helps you think through your own pocket carry setup and figure out what actually matters most to you. Subscribe right now for more honest breakdowns like this one, because there's more to real pocket carry than most channels bother explaining. Drop a comment telling us which pocket pistol you actually carry, or which one on this list just moved to the top of your wish list. Stay safe, stay trained, and carry the gun that actually disappears when it needs to.